focus around digital infrastructure, particularly data centers. I guess, what are you seeing overall in terms of digital infrastructure and the opportunities also there for data centers?
We need to talk about digital infrastructure and data centers, and there's a huge interest in the space. We think it's fascinating. It's been growing at a very rapid pace over the last 5 or 6 years, but still relatively a new entrant in the infrastructure asset class. And what that means is that there's a very diverse assets, very kind of distinct business models. And with that, we think that investors will need to have a different skill set. We think that there's bright prospects for digital infrastructure. It's all underpinned by the digitalization that's growing exponentially. Generative AI is another inflection point. It is going to add incremental demand for data center capacity, but also for power demand. I mean, there's going to be spillover effects across infrastructure, and that makes us a lot more adamant and a lot more convicted on the asset class.
Do you see data centers particularly as a sort of crossover area with the real estate investment side?
It's the quintessential question. Is it infrastructure? Is it real estate? And I think the good news is that it has characteristics of both. It is a crossover sector. We believe that a lot of the value is on the infrastructure side, is being able to provide power supply, cooling, backup facilities, the kind of technical, critical infrastructure that is hosted in a data center. But at the end of the day, it's all about also concluding a lease, having stable lease income, and if you have expertise on both infrastructure and real estate, I think you're in a better position.
And I suppose, how do you compare what's happened in the US market, with what we're seeing here in Europe? Is there a larger opportunity here in Europe at the moment? What's your take on that?
We do think that data centers is a global opportunity. Digitalization is a theme across the world. It so happens that a lot of the data centers, about 30% of the current capacity, is in the United States. And we believe that the US is going to continue to attract a lot of investment, especially in terms of generative AI, the larger scale facilities. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be opportunities in Europe or Asia Pacific. They're at a different stage in terms of their development, but that's exactly why they need to build the whole ecosystem on the digital infrastructure front. So I think it is an opportunity that's just kind of move across the world.
Really interested to catch up, Tania. Thanks very much.
Thank you.